The loudest person in the room is almost never the most powerful one. Yet most people still believe that visibility equals success. That being seen means being strong. That presence equals power. It doesn't. Real power moves quietly. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need to. We live in a culture that rewards noise, opinions, reactions, constant presence. Everyone fighting to be heard. Everyone demanding attention. Social media has convinced us that if we're not speaking, we're not winning. That if we're not visible, we don't exist. But noise creates pressure, and pressure leads to mistakes. When you're always performing, you're never truly thinking. You're reacting instead of responding. You're following instead of leading. Quiet creates space, and space creates control. It gives you room to think, to plan, to choose your moment. Most people mistake silence for weakness. They see someone who doesn't speak and assume they have nothing to say. That's their error, not yours. Because while they're talking, you're learning. While they're explaining, you're understanding. While they're convincing, you're deciding. People who speak less observe more. They notice timing, weakness, opportunity. While others rush to react, they wait. They watch patterns form. They see what's coming before it arrives. That's why powerful people often appear calm. They're not passive. They're calculating. Every conversation is data. Every interaction reveals something. And the quiet ones? They're collecting it all. They're reading the room while others are trying to own it. They're noticing who speaks first, who hesitates, who follows. Silence isn't empty. It's full of intention. When you're not talking, you're learning, and learning compounds. Every single day, the person who listens controls the conversation because they hear what's actually being said. Not just the words, but the meaning behind them, the hesitation, the confidence, the truth. Quiet people understand leverage. They know that information is power. And the more you talk, the more you give away. Your position, your strategy, your weaknesses. So they stay silent, and they stay strong. Visibility feels productive. Being seen, being known, being remembered. It feels like progress. But visibility is temporary. Today's spotlight is tomorrow's forgotten post. Influence actually is productive. And influence doesn't need volume. It needs weight. Most people compete for attention. They post, they promote, they perform. They measure success in likes, shares, comments. In how many people notice them today. Successful people position themselves. They don't fight for the spotlight. They create value in the shadows. They build systems while others build followers. They develop skills while others develop personas. They don't try to be seen. They become unavoidable. There's a difference between being popular and being essential. Popular fades. Essential stays. Popular is a moment. Essential is a foundation. The quiet ones understand this. So they build substance, not spectacle. They know that real influence isn't about being everywhere. It's about being exactly where it matters, when it matters. They choose their moments carefully. And when they finally speak, people listen. Not because they're loud, but because they're right. Money flows toward clarity, not chaos. The calmer the decision maker, the stronger the outcome. When emotions run high, judgment runs low. That's why restraint beats ambition in the long run. Ambition makes you move fast. Restraint makes you move right. And in business, right beats fast every time. Quiet people don't chase every opportunity. They choose. They say no more than they say yes. And every no protects their energy for the right yes. They understand that resources are finite. Time, energy, focus, capital. Loud people spread themselves thin trying to be everywhere. Quiet people concentrate their force on what matters. In business, the person who speaks last often wins because they've heard everything, considered everything, and now they decide. They don't need to convince anyone. They don't need to justify their position. They simply see what others missed. Clarity beats speed, every single time. The businesses that last aren't built on hype. They're built on fundamentals, on quiet competence, on delivering value without needing applause. Think about the most successful people you know, the ones with real wealth, real power, real influence. How often do you hear from them? Exactly. Quiet people don't win fast. They win permanently. While others burn out chasing momentum, they build foundations. They're not interested in going viral. They're interested in staying valuable. And by the time others notice, by the time the world realizes what happened, by the time competitors understand the strategy, it's already over. The position is secured. The advantage is insurmountable. The game was won in silence, and they never had to raise their voice. Because real power doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need validation. It doesn't require an audience. It simply exists. Quiet, certain, unstoppable.